Hey guys, and this week is going to be a simple video with just 4 easy one-pan meals that you can make. The first one is this chicken, mushroom, and green bean skillet. Super easy. Add some oil and butter to the pan, fry up chunks of chicken thighs, and add a little salt and some lemon zest, as well as a squeeze of lemon juice. Now, once they're nice and browned on one side, go ahead and flip them over, and then you're going to salt this side as well. Next, you'll throw in some minced garlic and add some onion powder. My garlic was frozen, so I had to let it thaw a little bit, and then mix that all very well and get it evenly coated. Then you'll add your mushrooms, a couple cups of mushrooms, and about a pound of green beans. Now the recipe said to steam these green beans before you put them in, but I don't think that's really necessary. I think they will cook as they're in there. Then you're going to add your chicken broth and your cream and let that cook down till it starts to thicken, and then add some shredded Parmesan cheese. And there you have it. That is the meal. Pretty simple. Now, if you want something more to go with this, you can certainly cook some noodles or rice to have with it, but we just ate it with some homemade sourdough bread my husband made, and it was really good. For meal number 2, I did a soup in my Instant Pot, and this was so simple. It required very few ingredients. A few chopped up carrots and onions, some chicken broth, some garlic, salt, and pepper, and of course, broccoli. Just add that all to the Instant Pot, top it with some season, and then set it on high for about 6-ish minutes or so. Now, if you don't have an Instant Pot, you could certainly cook this down in a regular pot and then just start mixing it together and adding the cream. Now, I kind of like a thicker soup, so I took a little bit of the broth out. So probably 3 cups of broth is pretty good for this recipe. I added a little bit of cream cheese, a couple ounces, and a cup of half and half. And then I slowly added my sharp cheddar cheese and incorporated it until it was melted, and add a little bit of pepper. Now, you can definitely blend this and make it smooth if you're into a smoother soup. But I kind of like chunky soup, so this is what I did. This was a super easy, quick meal. Now for meal number 3, you can technically call it a one-pan meal because all I did was salt and pepper this tri-tip roast, and then I seared it well on each side in my cast iron pan. And then I was able to put it directly into the oven to continue cooking. I think it went in at 400 or 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30-ish minutes, or when it reached temperature. Now, this part is optional, but I do love fresh-ish salsa. I love to make it with canned tomatoes because I feel like they just have a really good deep flavor. So I blended up my jalapeno and cilantro and onion and garlic, and then I added my canned tomatoes and finished blending. Then I finished it off with some lime juice and salt for the taste. Again, like I said, this is optional. You can use any kind of salsa you want, but I definitely think a pico de gallo or something more fresh goes well with the street tacos. So here is my fresh salsa. I put that aside. And now while my meat was cooking, I threw some tortillas in some foil and put them in the oven as well to warm up. And once my meat was up to temperature, I let it rest for 10 minutes or so, and then I sliced it up. I went with a medium rare to a medium for mine, but of course the ends of the tri-tip are going to be more well done. So it can be a variety of doneness for different family members. And then I just tore little chunks apart into my tortilla, but you can cut it if you want. Topped it with some salsa and sour cream, and there you go. Another simple yet delicious meal. Meal number 4 was a delicious chicken zucchini casserole. Start with a little oil and butter, and then you're going to saute up some chicken breast chunks until they're slightly brown on the outside, but they don't necessarily have to be all the way cooked because they're going to keep cooking with the rest of the veggies. Throw in some onion, maybe a cup of onion, cup of carrots, and then I cut up, I think, 3 or 4 zucchini into slices, and just sauteed everything until it had toasted up. Added some salt and some onion powder as well, and some pepper. I mixed that up well, and then in the meantime, I melted a half a cup of butter and I mixed up some stuffing breadcrumb mix and coated the breadcrumbs with butter well, and then added the seasoning. And once that was mixed well, I put that aside, and then I went back to my zucchini mixture and I added 1 can of cream of chicken soup and a can of milk, so probably like a cup or cup and a half, and a cup of sour cream. Mix that well, and then you can top it with your stuffing. Now, if you don't have a pan that you can put directly into the oven, you will have to transfer this to a casserole dish. So it would technically be a 2-pan meal, but this one can go in the oven, so I just stuck it right in the oven and cooked it for about 15-20 minutes till it was golden brown on top and served it. This is a really yummy, easy, simple meal, and this whole week was just so good and so simple. I hope that you can find something that you can use, and that I'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.